Kathy, where are you at with your love life?
Have you seen 64-year-old straight guys? It's not too good. They all have Bell's palsy. They just don't know it. What are the chances that I'm going to like go on Raya? What am I going to do? David Spade? I mean, when I saw his picture on Raya, I almost called him and I was like, David, you are hanging out with Kid Rock way too much.
We love you, David.
I love David Spade. He's one of the funniest people I've ever hung out with. Like, if you're going to go to dinner with someone hilarious, go with David Spade.
What have we done?
We have launched a Patreon.
I'm having so much fun.
We're doing episodes every week. It's a completely different show in my mind. Like, it's such a different vibe. It's me and you.
In bed, mostly.
And I feel like we got places on this most recent Patreon episode. Mm-hmm. Now there's 3 full bonus episodes up there that you'll get instant access to just at the $5 tier. And all of the proceeds that we make are going to the victims. I don't want to call them victims, but people who lost
my neighbors who've lost their homes in the Altadena fires.
We have a couple huge topics coming up too that we're going to do dives into that I'm really looking forward to. And we'll see you guys there at the Patreon. There's a link below.
It's our secret space for our slugs.
Shout out to our golden sluggies, Mary, Thomas, Kia, Anthony, Ron, Chrysanta, and Ariel. Thank you so much for your support. Start your initial free online visit today at forhers.com/Trash Tuesday. That's FORHERS.com/Trash Tuesday for your personalized weight loss treatment options. Forhers.com/Trash Tuesday. Hers weight loss is not available everywhere. Compounded products are not FDA approved or verified for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription required. Restrictions apply. Wegovy and Ozempic are not compounded. Actual price depends on product and plan purchased. Welcome back, Kathy Griffin.
I'm so excited to be back with you, ladies.
Host favorite.
There's nothing we can't talk about.
That's what's so beautiful.
And you helped push my tour, the Kathy Griffin My Life on the PTSD List tour, which went from 40 cities to 75.
Oh my God.
Last weekend I played Boston Symphony Hall. Like I'm the symphony or something.
Look at her. She's the whole symphony in a 5'3" body.
That's right. Now, I also should tell you that I'm not saying I'm overweight. I'm not one of those, but I have not stopped eating since election night. And I had to buy these insanely expensive Victoria Beckham jeans in 3 different sizes.
Wait, how much were those? I need to know.
Are you ready? I've never spent this much on a pair of jeans in my life. $524 for one pair of jeans. They do give you a hand job. Directly from Victoria or David. You get in, he goes, he's not picky.
I watched that documentary.
I had to have the pants after watching. That's how shallow I am. I watched the documentary and
So
then I was like,
good.
I want those jeans.
Do you realize how much that woman has had to endure throughout his career? Just, by the way, aside from the fact that she's a freaking pop star,
Spice Girl.
The fact that she had to go through what she went through from soccer
always
fans.
Took the fall.
Always took the fall.
And she was like the kooky one and he was the sane one. And he's no walk in the park. He's gorgeous, but he's no walk in the park. And I love her.
I didn't know she had jeans and I want to rip them off your body for my own self.
So I got them in 3 sizes. I tried to put on the smallest size and my pussy wasn't having it. My pussy was like, meow, ow,
Wait, does your pussy change sizes throughout the week?
Mm-hmm. Throughout the day. It's either plump, medium plump, or deflated. It's like a football. It's like a Super Bowl, like Deflategate.
Is this another thing they don't tell you about getting older?
Oh, the pussy stuff is unreal. Now here, so I was floating a topic with the ladies, which I feel that it's my duty as your aunt to tell you the stuff that nobody will tell you about getting older.
Okay.
So one of them is I was very nervous to come here today without my toupee. Because I actually have a toupee.
You do?
I have a fake bangs. I have extensions that clip in. I have a toupee, which you're supposed to call a topper, but who are we shitting? It's a toupee. And then of course I have full wigs, so I call those Big Kathy, and then the toupee is Little Kathy. Because I have plenty of hair. This is all my hair, but like bald spots here and here. So I had to spray. Here, touch my hair.
I feel the
crusty.
hairspray.
It's crusty. And I use some old school drag queen hairspray because otherwise I have like one section of bangs and then there's like 2 blank spaces here.
Boy, have I got the gift for you.
What?
Thankfully for you, I have a hair care brand.
What? I want
this
to
is
know.
for you.
Seriously. Now, is it going to help me with my bald spots?
Honestly, try it. Is the best detangler I've ever used.
All right, I'm going to take
And
this,
it's good
but I'm
for
gonna
your
leave
toupee.
it on display for the
Use it on your
buyers.
wigs. Use it on your toupee. Use it on
Okay.
anything.
And
On
my
your
bangs,
pubes.
My pubes?
Yeah.
Okay. What's left of them? You know what I mean? What's left of them? I can count them at this point.
Me too.
And
Wait, can I
stopped
show you?
wa-
Wait, no, I don't know.
Anytime. I stopped waxing because I got so sensitive that I was convinced that it was going to start to actually take my pussy off.
Wait.
Like I thought there's going to be a missing pussy. And then am I going to feel silly because I paid some chick to wax it right off
Wait,
my
I
body?
can relate to this. I literally have 3 hairs on my pussy.
Yeah. Because
I cannot relate to any of this.
Waxing hurts. I think all men should have to get their balls waxed even once in a lifetime. And I mean that hard rip where they just boom, rip it off.
When they don't rip sideways, they rip up.
Ow.
Tell us what else that they don't tell
Okay,
us.
so the nose running is intense because it's not snot, it's like water that just drips. And I get it when I'm nervous. Sometimes I get it from makeup if I have like too much powder on, but that's more of that kind of makes sense. What's bad is I get it just before I go on stage. So it makes me look like I'm nervous even though I'm not nervous. But I refuse to dab myself while doing my act because then it would just look like I was doing cocaine. And I'm not.
Imagine if that was just like cerebral spinal fluid just leaking from getting older.
That's the least of it. I mean, who knows where those fluids are coming from? Because like I said, it's like a water faucet someone turned on. And by the way, wait till you start to lose your vision. Last night I was driving in the rain and I'm telling you, it's a miracle I'm here. I'm an atheist and I prayed the whole way home. The whole way home I found God. I mean, there's the glares happen at night. Yeah.
The
get
glare.
ready.
I
The
hear about
glare.
the glare.
Yep.
Do you
Why
have
are
to
you
wear
wearing
those?
sunglasses? Are you on heroin? What's happening?
If you think you're having it pretty rough,
Oh boy.
I have Bell's palsy, so half of my face got paralyzed from
my
stress.
God. Of course it did.
Of course it did.
What did you think was going to happen with this life? I can't believe you're sitting upright
I know, me
and
neither.
functioning.
I don't.
Are you kind of swimming underwater?
I am. You know what the great thing about being on survival mode
Yeah.
is that you are not attached to your feelings. Your feelings are all the way over here, and you're using your just reptilian lizard brain to get through each
So
day.
you're like a dude.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
just white knuckling the whole
Okay.
thing, and then the tears will come maybe 3 months from now.
Okay.
That's so foreign to me. I can't detach from my feelings, I don't think.
I'm a prisoner of my feelings.
Yeah.
My feelings have fucked me up the ass like a rusty dildo. And out of all of the trials and tribulations I've had in the last few years, it was actually my divorce that freaking took me out.
Really?
Like that was the one where I was like, get out of bed, Kathy, get out of bed. Yeah, because I'm such like a fluff ball
Are you able to
and a fool
feel?
for love.
Are you able to feel and cry in the moment as it's happening, or are you like a
it was
delayed?
a delayed reaction.
Okay.
Because first was survival mode.
Yeah.
So I got roommates, which is hysterical.
You have
I've
roommates?
never had roommates in my life, but now I have roommates. And I know this is a shock, but it's 2 genuine homosexuals. They're real live homosexuals. They're allowed to move in now. They're allowed to vote. They have all kinds of rights. Now that may not last with this administration, but that's why I have to buy jeans in 3 sizes because of this administration.
How are you feeling, by the way?
I'm on the enemies list. I did a show last weekend in DC, and I invited several of the heroes that protected the Capitol on January 6th. And let me tell you, those men and women are on the enemies list as well. And haven't they been through enough? And Trump took away their benefits.
Crazy. But while pardoning everyone on
Pardoning.
all the rioters. Yeah.
So we had a pizza party. So I said, what can I do for you since we're all going to the camps together? And they go, we like beer. And I went, I can do that. So after my show, we went back to my hotel and had pizza and they had beer.
Is he going to just like never give up power and go for the third
Yes,
term?
he said the elections are
Yeah.
over. We've had our last election. And believe him.
No.
Well, he will die one day.
He will die, but let me tell you something. President J.D. Vance will never die. Like, you can tell he's one of those Republicans that somehow will live to be 200.
Yeah, cockroaches, though.
Yeah,
they
live
Dick without
Cheney
their heads.
And Karl Rove, they just don't.
What is it about politicians that live really long, though? I always do wonder why they never die young unless they're assassinated.
And why don't they get Bell's palsy? How come you have it and J.D. Vance
They're
doesn't?
giving it to all the hot girls. What is the problem?
Not fair. Use your hot girl privilege. Let's call the vice president on speaker and tell him he is very overdue for Bell's palsy. But let me tell you why. Because they sleep like babies at night. I am convinced. We just got served a big sandwich. So I'm just going to try to tell my jokes. Now, girls, guess what I'm going to do next week? You're not even going to believe this. So I'm 64 years young, right? Don't laugh. You can laugh at me because I'm laughing at myself. This is so revolutionary. You've probably never heard of it. I'm starting my own YouTube show.
Woo!
Okay, that was a smattering. That was a smattering of applause.
I literally was scouring the internet for fresh Kathy Griffin content, and I'm like, I'm waiting for this.
Okay, I'm going to call it Good Trouble with Kathy Griffin, and I'm don't even think I'm going to have guests because, as you know, that can be difficult. Not everyone is Kathy Griffin, who just shows up parking 3 blocks away by mistake, and then just calling my own assistant, going, "I'm lost, and I don't even know what street I'm on." But I'm going to do it just to have something to do with my brain so I don't get all depressed after the tour. And I'm probably just going to look at the camera and rant, and maybe I'll have guests, but I don't even know what the show is yet.
I'm so glad to hear you say this for multiple reasons. One of which, my theory with Britney Spears, when she shaved her head, is that she just got off tour and didn't know what to do with herself and went crazy. And I think that we as touring comedians and performers need to be prepared for the crash.
The crash
comes.
is real.
Yes.
And I get the crash even after a pod, which is a small grouping. Like last weekend, I had 3 states in 3 days. And I came home and I was like so depressed the next day. And then I was like, oh, duh, that's right. Because the 3 days you're on that high of performing. And, I'm friends with Sia, the singer. So Sia says,
her yesterday.
We love Sia.
Yeah, love.
Absolutely
love.
She's the best.
Yeah.
She's the best. And so she describes it as like you're whitewater rafting and you're going along, and then you just go off a cliff and down you go. So she was like, you got to remember that cliff is coming. Like, enjoy the rafting and it's exciting, but the cliff is coming.
And it's also such a mind fuck because, like, in my mind, I always think, oh, when I'm done with work, life is going to be like perfect,
relaxing,
and free,
and you can do all the stuff you need to do.
And then it's torture.
What is that pathology and sickness that you both have? Because I have the opposite.
I have a stand-up disorder.
That is, which I see a lot.
Comedy disorder.
Bobby has it. All of you guys have it. But I'm wondering because I think as a normie and an outsider here, when work is done, I am so happy and so relaxed. I do not want to go back.
But then
look at us. We both want this.
Like, does that not like?
Okay, but
we have to run the show in our heads all night. First I go home and have a tuna melt, but I'm rerunning the show in my head.
I do love a good tuna melt.
Who doesn't?
But like, wait, but if you were just to have nothing to do for like a month, I think you would freak out.
It's just that I seriously am like, I need to bed rot for an extended period of time.
I'm all for that. I think it's underrated. I think bed rotting is good. And unless you get actual bed sores.
Yeah, we don't like.
And in which case you need some antiseptic.
My mom is an expert with bed sores if you do get them. She's a hospice nurse.
Oh, then she's seen her. By the way, I keep hitting my microphone and it looks like my mic is agreeing with me. Like it's like my microphone is affirming me like, yeah.
Wait, Kalila, I feel like that's not true. I feel like in your downtime, you take care of like 25 animals and 16 birds.
You adopt ravens.
Do you foster?
I do foster a lot. I've fostered maybe a total of like 22 dogs in the last 2 years.
How do you do the handoff?
I know.
Okay.
I couldn't. I would be the foster fail.
I fostered one night. I still think about that dog.
Of course. I would have 100 and I would live somewhere in Montana.
The sweetest text messages I get, and I got one 2 days ago, of the most beautiful grown shepherd. And it was one of the puppies that I fostered just a couple months ago. And that's the big payoff, I think, is seeing them so happy.
This, and I'm just going to be bold enough to ask this. What is it with hot chicks and rescues? Like I tell my straight guy friends, and I have 7, I tell each one of them, if you want to meet a hot chick, hang out at rescues or get on like a mailing list of rescues because all the chicks are hot.
I have a controversial take on just the rescue community as a whole. and this is like no slight to anyone who's doing an amazing job rescuing dogs.
Or lesbians of all kinds.
Right,
Go ahead.
correct. Is I really think that we are a certain variety of broken that can only be healed through service
innocent
of
puppy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
not humans.
Right.
Like a dog is just so unconditional, and there's such a
Yes.
true exchange of love there.
Yeah.
That and I've been in rescue for a long time. I cannot say that we are of the sane
Right.
variety.
So you could watch
We're
a
broken.
human being just bleed out. You don't give a shit. But if it's a kitten, that kitten's going home with you.
Correct.
Okay.
I also think
Correct.
that animals don't have ulterior motives with hot girls. Like they're not trying to fuck them.
Agree. They don't. They think we're all hot. That's why we love them.
Do dogs really think we're all? I don't think so. I think dogs discriminate.
Interesting.
Yeah, I've seen dogs. Like I had one
You're
particular
right. They can be
foster
discriminatory.
dude just could tell if
I
it was like a
know.
meth head
Right.
and was like, no, thank you,
Right.
not into that.
Yeah.
And would like be totally aggressive.
Yeah.
I need advice.
Go.
Okay, a couple things. First, when you take a break from stand up,
Yeah.
and let's say,
Well, I took a 6.5 year break, but that
Okay.
was for a different reason. Go
right?
ahead.
That was for a very crazy reason. Okay, so you take a break, and let's say you've burned off your last set and a special. How do you start from scratch? Do you get back on stage with nothing and just ramble? Do you tell me? Because then where do
My
you
first show
do it?
back after 6.5 years, the Mirage was kind enough to invite me back, and so I'm doing minimum 90, but I tend to do 2 hours.
Oh my
I don't
god!
have an opener. I write all my own stuff. I tried to write a bunch of stuff prior to the show, but I've been doing it in an improvisational way for so many years, decades, that something happened when my Doc Martens hit that stage and I just was able to go. Now, I'm not saying it was all gold, trust me, but like
Chills.
I felt like there was a real flow with the audience and they were like, we get it. This is her first time back. She's trying all kinds of new stuff. And
Did you have a notebook?
yes, I'm so old school that I still have a notebook and it usually has about 8 things written down and that's 2 hours. If I'm good, 2 hours and 15 if I'm naughty.
Did you? So let's say you pick a topic,
Yeah.
and then
Like Kanye is tweeting today. He's tweeting, Hitler was so fresh. SOOOO. Hitler. Just take that in. Yay. Sorry.
That's-
Yay. Was so fresh.
so disappointing.
And by the way, it was one of like 50 tweets. He
So-
also said he's channeling Andrew Tate. Yikes. I know.
What's going?
All
Is
of our
it,
pussies deflated. It's just the mention of Andrew
We can
Tate.
fit into the small jeans again.
Seriously. Get me those size 25s.
so you take one topic. Are you going in knowing kind of how you?
I know
feel?
my take on it,
Okay,
but I don't know if the jokes are going to work.
and you don't know the words.
Right.
You just know this is how I feel.
Right.
Okay, then that's how you do stand-up comedy. Everyone, I
mean,
learned.
because remember, I come from an improv background. So I think it was all those years at the Groundlings, which is an improv group in Los Angeles, similar to Second City in Chicago and in Canada. And I think it was all those years of improvising, but that's the only way I know how to do it. Like
Who was
I've
in
never
your-
been able to like write an act and then rehearse it and then do it.
Same. People are always like, "What's your writing process?" I'm like, I just go on stage and talk.
Amen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who was your class of Groundlings people? Because I know there's.
Oh my God.
We got
Okay.
Will Ferrell. We got
Will Ferrell was my
Kristen Wiig.
student. So I
Oh.
became a
Oh my
teacher when I
God.
was in the company. And Will Ferrell was my student and Sherry O'Terry.
Oh my god.
So they came up
Wow.
together
Both
and they did the
Spartans.
cheerleaders and the Groundlings and they did all their characters. And when I was in the Groundlings, it was Lisa Kudrow from Friends and Julia Sweeney, who later got on Saturday Night Live. We all auditioned the same night. Me, Lisa, and Julia Sweeney. And Julia got the job. And Lisa and I were crushed and convinced we were never going to work. And then thank God, I got on a series the next year. And then, of course, she became Phoebe on Friends. And we're friends to this day, all of us.
Whoa.
And so I was even in the company with Phil Hartman,
Mhm.
who was on Saturday Night Live. I know, tragically
Tragic.
murdered. And I remember that night like it was yesterday. But he was like a genius. Like there's a few times when I felt like, Robin Williams, Joan Rivers, Don Rickles, where I felt like I'm in the room with genius.
Really, you knew.
Like in the moment going, okay, that would be a genius. And that was Phil Hartman. So brilliant and quick and funny and ridiculous. And besides charming and super, super smart and super intellectually curious. And I felt like he was definitely somebody that was influential
Do
just to
you-
watch him work.
Do you know what happened? Like why that happened?
I know that his wife, Bryn, was a model, and I think she always felt like she was in his shadow, maybe, and because he kind of got the glory because he was so talented and knew all the celebrities. And my guess is there was an element of the guy that was never the most gorgeous guy in the room, which is Phil, but also every guy in comedy pretty much. I mean,
yeah.
True.
I'm being kind. Okay. But, then he gets this literally a tall, blonde, gorgeous model. And then over the years, my guess is they probably didn't end up having all that much in common. They did have 2 kids. And then I don't know if she was doing drugs prior to their relationship or then got into drugs. And then the night that she killed him, she was partying with Andy Dick. Never a good idea. Almost certain to end up dead.
I have an Andy Dick story for you. We had him on Tiger Belly, and
Okay.
my other podcast with Bobby Lee, and we have our show in what was our condo at that time, our
Yeah.
home. We thought it was just going to be him showing up because that's what you're a guest on the show.
Yeah.
You show up. He brought an entourage of like 13 people. I think he had just met. Like
Andy?
yeah.
And were they underage?
I don't even know who they were. I
Let me
just saw
just
this whole
Say yes. Just take a leap.
all of these,
Allegedly. Except he went
and
to
I had
jail
a full
for it.
blown panic
Like
attack.
Elsinore.
I had a
Yeah,
panic attack.
of
I was like,
course
who
you
the
would.
fuck are these people? And I didn't have it in me to be like, everyone get the fuck out.
Hi, bitch. These are my friends. I just met them. I did a gig with Andy one time, and I said, let's go out to eat after, but no boys. I mean it. No boys. And then we get into the car, and this was in Jacksonville, Florida, by the way. And we get into the car, and then this fucking teenage boy gets in, and I go, get out, get out. And then Andy goes, fine, Grandma. So, I mean, as criminal as he is funny.
What happens? That does break my heart. That part that he is so
He
clearly
actually
talented,
is funny and talented. Yeah,
but
I know.
So I didn't realize that she was with him. That Phil Hartman's wife was
Yeah,
with him.
with Andy partying, and then whatever happened that made her go and shoot him dead in his bed.
She also she went to Buca di Beppo right before she shot him. That's a fun fact.
Whoa.
In Encino.
that is
See, it makes you wonder, like, did she have the plan in mind then, or was it just, but it was just, in the comedy, the Groundlings community, we were rocked.
I can't imagine.
Like, we just,
it's such
nothing
a
ever happened like that.
wild, unnatural
Right.
tragedy.
And you never would have thought that could possibly be his trajectory. And he
Yeah.
was so good, obviously, on SNL for like years. Like, I think he was on that show for something like 13 years. But yeah, I loved working with him. And sometimes I'd be in a scene with him and I'd have to get back in the scene because I'd almost like stop acting and just watch him. Because
really?
he was so talented. Yeah.
Wow, that is because it's just like I hate to say it, but you just usually the husband kills the wife.
Right.
That's just that's
Yeah.
that's how the story.
and if
usually
the
goes.
wife kills the husband, it's usually on Snapped,
Yeah.
and it's a lot more entertaining.
Oh, I'm sure they've done a million like Discovery ID shows about
Yeah.
it and stuff. Even
Yeah.
I think I watched even a doc about it.
Oof.
I know.
Cocaine. It's a hell of a drug.
It really is.
Or Buca di Beppo. Honestly, that might be it.
Also.
That's when you know someone's hit a low.
Yep.
It's Buca di Beppo.
Yep.
Fettuccine Alfredo.
That's
Okay, I have another advice question.
Yes.
And it kind of relates to what you just said about like when you didn't get SNL, you thought your career was over.
Of course.
I have this form of depression where when something bad is happening or whatever it may be, I just cannot imagine that it will never not be this way.
Right.
I'm always frozen in that bad moment. And I'm like, I'm never going to get better. This is never going to, and whatever it is, my career will never go change.
And you believe it. It really is internalized.
What is up with that? Like,
Okay. First of all, total sufferer from that. And that's why I said like the divorce took me out. Because I was so heartbroken that I couldn't imagine not being that level of heartbroken, which is not sustainable, by the way. So I do, you guys, the stuff I do is, I'm just going to tell you because it's just embarrassing. I do cold plunges.
Stella.
I'm a big cold plunge person too.
Okay. So then I don't have to apologize?
No, it's amazing.
It rocks your brain quite literally, because when you jump in there, it's kind of like whatever problems you thought you had were nothing in comparison to a very fast death. And so you're going to almost survival mode of like, but then your other half of the brain is like, I can make it to 8 seconds, which is still a goal of mine. But I found that like one day I had a show in Canada and I was so depressed and having a panic attack that I was fearful that I would have to cancel the show, which is dumb because I've never done that. But they had a cold plunge and I was like, okay, I'm ruining the hair. I'm going in. And I did the sauna cold plunge a few times. And I had to even buy a bathing suit at the gift shop. And what's funny is my tits are real, which is a nightmare. And they're like hacky sacks. And I could just put them over my shoulder or I could juggle with them. And so I buy one of those like low cut one pieces. And then I don't notice that one of my tits is just kind of falling out of a corner. So like Tara Reid in that red carpet picture, poor thing. I know. We always hear her name and go, oh.
She needs to come back.
I think, you know what? I think it's not too late. Rebrand.
Well, okay. I watched her on that Special Forces show.
Oh, that's
you know they
right.
have
Dr. Drew
celebrities
was on
go
that. Yes.
No, not Dr. Drew. It's like Special Forces guys that try to put people like Tara Reid into near-death experiences, by the way. And Jack Osborne was in it.
Oh, wow.
It was definitely wild.
And how was she on there?
She was in a lot of pain and had to quit because she, weighs 80 pounds and is very sweet, not entirely lucid. But, I just watched her thinking, okay, honey, you got to quit because you're not going to win. And when they say she was 87 pounds wet, she actually was wet. Wow. I mean, they were throwing them into dark rivers at 2 a.m. They were like having them escape a car bomb. Like that show, I don't know why any celebrity does it because it is truly near-death experiences. And I say that as the winner of the Celebrity Mole. I don't know if you guys know that about me. It's pretty
So your
big.
titty fell out on the side.
Yeah, and then the other one was just dangling. It was just like a broken foot. Like Conor McGregor when he broke his foot and it was just dangling like that. So I was like trying to get him in order, but I'm in like a public sauna and I'm taking the elbow, trying to be like, I love it here in Canada. I hear Justin Trudeau's single. And so but I look at that bathing suit now and I just laugh.
I do it naked, so.
You can't do that at a hotel, you lunatic. This was a co-ed sauna. Hi, boys. Don't mind me. Naked.
Wait,
Pussy, 3 hairs left.
Do you go to any of the Korean spas? It's fully nude.
No, I should, though, because those are good. And all the celebrities go. And I do remember going one time a million years ago and seeing Cindy Crawford naked and thinking, it's too bad I'm not a dude. Because she was such like the hot model of the moment. Like I thought, oh, my guy friends are gonna be so
Right,
pissed.
it was wasted on you. Wasted experience.
Yeah.
Do you
But I do that. I do like anything I can to like act like in AA they call it opposite action or acting as if. And just the opposite of whatever you're feeling. Like if you can shake maybe your physical self like the cold plunge does, then it might shake the inner demons.
Hers is transforming women's healthcare by providing access to affordable weight loss treatment plans delivered straight to your door if prescribed.
Hers offers a holistic weight loss program with personalized solutions, including compounded GLP-1 weekly injections featuring the same active ingredient as Ozempic and Wegovy or oral medication kits. After submitting an online intake form, a licensed medical provider will determine what plan is best for you. If prescribed, your program includes medication, ongoing care, and online support, all at one low cost.
So if you've been struggling with your weight loss journey, it's time you find the best option that works for you through Hers. Start your initial free online visit today at forhers.com/Trash Tuesday. That's FORHERS.com/Trash Tuesday for your personalized weight loss treatment options. Forhers.com/Trash Tuesday. Hers weight loss is not available everywhere. Compounded products are not FDA approved or verified for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription required. Restrictions apply. Wegovy and Ozempic are not compounded. Actual price depends on product and plan purchase.
I'm about to eat this for the first time. I've never tried these.
With the protein bars? Pretty good.
I'm sorry. It's so good. 12 grams of protein, 1 gram of sugar, 9 grams of fiber. I'm taking all of them home and I'm not sharing.
Every serving of Magic Spoon high protein cereal has crazy macros. 13 grams of protein, 0 grams of sugar, 4 grams of net carbs. And now they have the protein treats.
Okay, the protein treats are literally crispy, crunchy, airy, tasty, yummy. This one's marshmallow flavor. This is definitely really good. I need to try blueberry muffin. Magic Spoon, if you're a protein and fiber girly, finally the cereal is back in your life. Get $5 off your next order at magicspoon.com/Tuesday or look for Magic Spoon on Amazon or your nearest grocery store.
Oh, and the cereal come in so many nostalgic flavors like cocoa, cinnamon roll. That's magicspoon.com/Tuesday for $5 off.
Magicspoon.com/Tuesday. You need the bars.
The bars are great.
You need the bars.
This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. If you're anything like me, therapy is an indispensable part of my life.
Well, I'm nothing like you, but therapy is an indispensable part of my life.
I mean, the fact that we have to withstand months of sunsets at 4 p.m.
Oh, see, that's fine with me.
Oh my God. BetterHelp has never been more in need.
Our depression is so opposing.
My depression is peaking. And I am not in a good place, but thankfully there is always therapy. It has been the backbone to my existence for the last 20 years of my life. And BetterHelp is fully online, making therapy affordable and convenient, serving over 5 million people worldwide.
I cannot tell you how much therapy helped me during this postpartum year. Like, I was not going to come out on the other side without my therapist. You guys can discover your relationship green flags with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/TrashTuesday today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/TrashTuesday. I need to remember opposite action. That's always good. Get out of bed when you don't want to.
And they say for like in biology, the idea like to evolve, you need medium disturbance. You need some level of disturbance in your life or else you actually don't propel forward.
Oh.
So you cannot
I love that you think I'm still trying to go forward in my life. Honey, I am treading water like you wouldn't believe.
Wait, I'm with you there. I'm
Okay,
barely
good.
surviving.
I
So
mean-
we've been shipwrecked for a
She
while.
doesn't know where she is. I don't
I
know what's
don't.
happening. She's barely here.
I
When I
know.
said underwater, I was half kidding.
I honestly, I wore this in the last episode and the episode before, right?
Oh my God, she stopped showering.
You look bad.
No, you're still the hot chick rescuer. Don't worry.
Yeah, that's
you.
true.
Thank you, guys.
You can see it
You're welcome.
underneath.
So what you do is you basically you put yourself through any type of like physical.
Yeah, I'm also a big, I really do go on a 2-hour walk every day, which is really crazy. I know
That's a very like Gen Z of you.
I know.
Hot girl
a
walk.
2-hour walk.
Are you
And
listening to something on
I
the
listen
phone?
to either a Rachel Maddow podcast called Ultra, or I listen to up-tempo music, which has not evolved since the 2010s.
What
I'm
kind?
Arrested Development. My era is pretty much 80s, 90s, 2000s, but anything after 2020, I have no idea. Like the Super Bowl, with Kendrick Lamar, I don't even know if I can name one song. I know that he does a feature on the Sia song, The Greatest, and I doubt that's his entire library of work. And I understand he's in an argument with Drake.
Oh, that's right. They're having
Right.
an argument.
Yes.
A formal argument.
Yes.
An argument. With Drake.
And what I get from TikTok is that Kendrick won, but I don't know what he won. But I guess he won the argument, and
That's all you really need to know.
that's all I need to know.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
And he won like album of the year, right, at the Grammys.
Yes.
Or was it
Or was it
Beyonce?
Cowboy Carter?
It was Cowboy Carter. Yeah.
Wait, you mentioned Joan Rivers.
Yes.
What was your relationship with her?
Oh, I loved her. We were good friends. She played my mom on a sitcom.
What?
Yes. I mean, I just was in love with her. And she was my mentor and my buddy, and I miss her every day.
Do you feel like you're sort of stepping into the
It's the best compliment I get. Every so often, if somebody makes that connection,
yeah.
do you feel she's kind of passed the baton to you? I
Yeah.
wouldn't be presumptuous enough to say yes, but if I think about an incredibly high compliment, it would be the notion to even be put in the same category with Joan.
And is that what you sort of how you see yourself like?
When I was a kid, I think she was, yes, I saw Moms Mabley and Toady Fields and Phyllis Diller, but I think seeing Joan take over the Tonight Show from a middle-aged white guy
Insane.
was so fucking powerful. And every time she guest hosted was an event. And I remember my whole family laughing, even my dad, and thinking, wait a minute, she even won over my dad, who's like a straight guy, also a white guy. And so I was thinking, let's go. And then I foolishly thought that late night would then be taken over by women. And
We
it
keep
has
thinking
not
that.
been since Joan that there has been a woman in the network daily late night spot.
I think they keep trying, right?
They-
Like
they-
Lily Singh.
They keep acting like it's gonna change, and it
But
just
not at the Fallon hour.
No, mm-mm.
And not at the, they give the girl like the 1:30 in the morning or cable.
yeah.
But not since Joan has it been one of the like 4 big networks that they've committed, like, you know,
I wonder if
misogyny. Like, that's it. And also, it's the same guys. You guys, I have meetings with these old dinosaurs that I met with 30 fucking years ago. Like, I walk into meetings nowadays and I go, oh, you're still alive? Like, I can't believe these executives never go away, and they're the same ones. And they have to be Me Too'd out of the business, like Leslie Moonves. And then the wife found Jesus. Now, every time I watch Big Brother, at the end when she goes, it's Julie Chen Moonves, like that. I'm like, okay, Jesus, get off the cross. But I would find Jesus too if I was with Leslie Moonves. I'd find him real fast. I'd run into his loving arms.
I could see Nikki Glazer like taking over for Kimmel or Fallon or something. I could see
thought
that.
she did a great job on the Globes. I love that they signed her up for next year. Just a word of warning, that can be a thankless job. So remember, like, I love that she did well. And by the way, I also love Tina Fey and Amy Poehler. So hello, considering how many guys bombed at that job, 3 women nailed it.
Yeah.
But it's a rough gig. Like, people think, you know, hosting the Academy Awards or the Grammys, but you got a lot of pouty celebrities. And I just got to say, in one of the shows, when they cut away to Selena Gomez and Taylor Swift, 2 of the wealthiest women in the world, and somebody made a joke about them, and they just cut away to them going, I just have to say, as a comic and a Swiftie and a Gomez-inator, or whatever the hell they're called, scared of those armies. Anyway, I just don't care for that. I just feel like, I know we're getting more sensitive as a society, as we should, but if you're that big of a star and you're gorgeous and you're a billionaire and you've got products, and just take the fucking joke. Like, that's why I like the Kardashians. They just take the joke on the chin and
You're
laugh all
right
the way to
about
the
that.
bank.
They really do.
They really don't give a shit. Like this, I have called them dirty whores for decades, and they're still nice. And they invite me. And Chloe texted me on the way here. Like they're,
Oh my God.
they know how to do it, man.
We're sponsored by Skims, so we love them.
Yes,
And
of course.
Good American.
And Good American. We love the Kardashians girls.
I do a thing about wearing a Good American shirt in my act that goes up my butt. And then
It's
Chloe
called a
sent me a funny
bodysuit.
text
It's a
about it,
bodysuit.
and I read it in the show.
Oh.
I know. So I love any celeb, whether they're a reality star or, you know, Glenn Close. I love any one of them that has a good sense of humor.
Yeah, someone that could
And
take
they're
a show.
still hard to find. So I didn't like when the younger girls, Taylor and Selena, were doing the eye roll. I'm like, ladies, you won. You won the game of life. No need for the eye rolls. The comic knows if no one's laughing. Don't worry. So just take the joke on the chin, everybody. Are we making plantains?
We're just hanging on to them for
Okay.
emotional support.
Okay. I brought my emotional support dog, and then he tried to attack another dog.
Did he really?
No.
Well, he barked in a
That's okay.
Chihuahua way.
Oh,
well,
yeah.
They're not supposed to. That his job is to not.
Yeah.
But he just forgot, and I got the jacket from Amazon and everything. I mean, I did it right. You know,
The
it's legal.
certificates.
I do. I have the certificate.
They're
I have
all
a note
fake.
from my shrink. Oh my God. And my shrink note is so funny. It's like, to whom it may concern, this woman, Kathy Griffin, who I've treated, really needs her support dog with her at all times. She has 4 of them. Whether she has 4 or 1, trust me, she needs that
Let
dog.
her pass
Let
through.
the fucking dog in the restaurant. I don't want to hear about your rules and regulations and citations. This chick is crazy. Give her the fucking dog. Now I'm paraphrasing. Okay, now can you see my nose running?
Oh. Yeah,
Can
I
see-
can when
you
you
see
ask.
mine?
No. Don't tell me you're hot and you have a secret nose run.
I
That's my
have-
dream.
I'm Jewish. My nose runs all the time too. I'm scared that
Wait,
like
is it religious? No. Maybe I'm Jewish and I didn't know till today.
I think you are.
I could pass.
Yeah.
Who are we kidding?
You got it all.
Thanks.
Wait, what happens? Oh, I need advice. What happens when your therapist is possibly also displaced from the fires and you've lost your therapist.
Well, then you have to listen to their problems. And charge them the same thing they charge you. I don't
move them
know.
in.
Were you Malibu or Altadena?
Altadena.
So sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's okay.
Where do you start?
I don't know. Lead
day
abatement?
one?
Lead abatement is where I'm at today.
Okay.
Yeah, they got to clean a place of lead. High amounts of lead. Did I send you that text?
Okay, did the rain make it worse?
I'm not sure. Everyone's like 50-50 on it, right?
Okay.
They're supposed to, wetting the ground is supposed to help, but I don't know. I don't know anything.
Well, it
I
doesn't
watched
help
these
the
like
ocean.
Caltech.
Wait,
Oh, I love the Caltech lesbian.
Wait, is that, I don't know the Caltech lesbian.
Oh, she's a legend in LA. She's got the gray hair and the cargo shorts. She's
Oh,
serious. Yes, you know her.
Yeah,
Living
I
legend.
didn't realize she was a lesbian.
I'm assuming. Sorry if I've made a leap in error. All right, put up a picture. Bring her back. There she. Come on.
Yeah.
I think that's her. Although she's dolled up in that picture, I'm not gonna lie, but that's her.
wait, Kalila.
Yeah.
Oh,
The
yes.
earthquake lady.
Wasn't she on like John Mulaney's show, I think?
I'm sure she is a freaking legend. You
Kalila-
know she puts those boys in their place. I guarantee.
Oh, I love
it.
that.
Oh, it does say lesbian right there.
How
Lesbian
did I
Kate
know?
Hutton. Yeah.
How in a million years am I this intuitive?
Kalila, so why are they doing lead abatement? Like, because then you could maybe get some of your stuff or no?
No. I
Oh.
think it's for or I don't know. They just tested the
What
home
remains of
and
your home.
what remains, and they were like, this is high on lead and we'll see where we go from here. So,
Okay, I have a controversial take.
okay.
Okay,
We love lead.
no, but I love Mayor Bass. Hear me out. Beware of the Rick Caruso. He is a MAGA Republican.
Of course.
He ran for mayor as a Democrat, but he changed his party affiliation a week before he ran. And he's trying to make a black woman take the fall. She was elected to try to help with our homeless issue. She has been making progress. She's one person. And, you know, climate change is why the fires happen. So I don't think blaming our mayor is the way to go. But just be careful, because when I look at the Palisades, you know, the drone footage of Rick Caruso protecting his mall, the Air
Ew.
One, and everything around it is war zone. And I'm like, no, please don't vote for this guy. So he's probably going to run for governor. I don't know.
No, are
But
you
just
kidding?
beware of the Rick Caruso.
He's a mall magnet.
Yeah, he
Like,
is.
I don't-
Americana is a
billionaire.
Caruso, right?
And the
Yeah.
Grove.
Grove.
So people vote for him because they think, like Trump, oh, he's a good businessman.
No,
But
he's a rich
not
guy.
going to want any regulations for the rebuild. And regulations are your friend, people. Listen to me. Regulations are a good thing. They keep you safe. It's about zoning. It's about fire protections, as much as we can do. So
They will build a condominiums like on apartments on the freeway. Like
out of cardboard.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I'm saying. It's just, he is going to be the first one to dive in there and do stuff probably not up to code.
It's so
And
easy.
Poor
I
Mayor
go
Bass is going to be like,
I will say this. Being
banana
that
in hand.
I will say this. I'm not anti-Karen Bass at all.
And by the way, there was no looting. Like, Fox News is like, there's going to be riots in the streets.
No.
Implying that Altadena was
Yeah, because it's
lent itself
a brown,
more.
black
And thank you
neighborhood.
for saying it out loud. But I'm just saying that was very much a Fox News
it's fucked
talking
up
point.
too, because I think that a lot of people were texting me too, like, watch out for your home being looted. And honestly, like, there isn't a single person that I know or a neighbor of mine that has been looted.
No.
And in fact, when they were like, oh, there are people biking around, taking pictures of homes.
Yeah.
No, those are the people like kind of checking up on their homes. And I don't know. It's fucked up.
Have you been led in to look at it?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
How'd you take it?
No, the neighborhood, honestly, devastating.
Did you burst into tears?
It's so devastating. Like, I can't
It's
even
like
put
shock.
it into
It's more
words.
shock.
Yeah, because Altadena is very picturesque.
Yeah.
We have the mountains, you have the
History,
trees, you
my
have
friend.
Eaton Canyon.
Yeah.
There's waterfalls there.
Yeah.
It's beautiful there.
Yeah.
Altadena is so picturesque. And to see it just it's just ashes is
I live in Malibu, and I haven't had the nerve to drive down PCH the couple
Oof,
days
yeah.
it's been open.
I've been looking
I
at
know
the
I'm just
drone
gonna
shots and
sob.
yeah, terrible.
Yep. I know. But it's climate change, folks.
Of course.
It's not UFOs. You guys.
I can't believe
You
we
guys,
even have to
I
say that.
can't even. Okay, how about clones?
What about them?
Nothing except they're not real. What's with your friend? She's like, I thought we were cool. Now she just thinks I'm a clone. I'm a clone of Reba McEntire.
I literally haven't even heard about clones since the sheep incident of the 90s.
No. There's a whole TikTok thing where people think Jamie Foxx is cloned.
Of course.
And then, by the way, I'm very deep into the Diddy stuff, but on TikTok. So I'm just getting like some information and then a lot of probably conspiracy
You're still
theories.
on the Diddy? Is there still more to dig?
Look, the word on the street is that Jay-Z is next, but I don't know if the Beyonce mafia would allow that to happen.
I saw him at the Grammys. They look just fine.
I know. He looked very comfortable, but he just dropped a claim this week against the minor that is suing him for rape because she described the house and they said, Diddy never had a house like that? Well, guess what? He did. And they found it. So he had to drop 3 of his claims against the attorney, this guy named Tony Busby. And so it's not looking great for him at this moment. And let's remember, it was a different time, you guys. Like in the 90s, there was an actual reality show about how to be a video hoe. And I believe it was called like How to Be a Video Hoe. And it was the 90s, they had these girls that would show up, nobody checked IDs, and they were in lingerie, and it was like almost a prestigious thing to be like in the background.
Of course.
And then you either get SA'd or you're expected to blow these guys. And it was like a thing. And it was with allegedly, the boy bands as well. Not
my
Lance
God.
Bass, of course. He's
Not
the exception
Lance
to
Bass.
everything.
He's safe.
He's
Our
totally
angel.
safe. He's our angel from gay heaven.
I love that he wanted to buy the Brady Bunch house.
He did?
Yeah, he almost got it, and then the renovation show came in and took it out of his hands.
But it was a bidding war.
Yeah, the fact that he was
As
that
if he
cool.
couldn't renovate it with his gay self anyway. Like it would take him a week. You should call him to redo your house. He'll have
my face?
He'll have your face, your house, whatever it
Lance
needs.
Bass, we're calling upon you to rebuild Altadena.
Please do it. And also, there's something delicious about him now being the best looking one in the group. Like he's in the best physical shape. He just looks great.
Well, I mean, come on, we know why.
Well, exactly. And it's got to kill Justin. It's got because Justin's got like a dad bod now, and he's dancing in sneakers, and look at Lance. Lance gets hotter.
He's
Lance
so
is
cute.
getting
So
cuter.
cute. He
See?
is hotter.
I love him. Do you know
wait.
I spend every Thanksgiving at his house still?
What?
Since the
so
90s.
sweet.
I know. I've known him since he was straight.
Cutie pie.
That's how long I've known him. I love him so much. And his husband, Michael, and they have twins. And
You have the best group of friends.
I have such a good group of friends.
You're a cool girl.
Oh, stop. Well, I have these dinner and lunch salons. You guys have to come to one.
Oh,
Are we
And
invited?
Yeah.
I would
And
die.
It's 12 people, and I cast it like a play. And it's people, it's people that you wouldn't normally necessarily meet in life. So I make everybody go around the room and give their name and bona fides. Because there's usually like a couple celebs, but it's not all celebs at all. And you have somebody that's a top-notch lawyer, First Amendment lawyer, which I have many of, sitting next to, Sia. And then I'll make Sia sing. So I always make Sia sing. And God love her, she does it a cappella and she blows it out of the water. And then I had a Christmas one, and Jennifer Lewis came from Blackish. She plays the aunt on Blackish, and she and Sia were duetting, and they've never met, and that was a love story.
This is your dream, Esther.
I know. And then the last one I had, it was more of a politically focused one, and Lisa Rinna came with Harry Hamlin. And that was epic.
I heard it.
Well, I'm a housewife.
Okay, now let me just say this. I've known Lisa for decades. The girl that she was on that show, her last season, is really not the Lisa that I know. So I'm not one to say, I should hold my banana. I'm not one to say, oh, it's the editors, because coming from reality myself, it's really not the editing. But I really
You don't believe
think
it's the editing?
on my show it wasn't.
Yeah.
But remember, my show is from 2006. And so I'm just saying she is a sweetheart. She's a ride or die.
She seems fun.
She's super cool. Harry is a dream. He went to Yale. He's so smart. He can talk about anything. He's still so hot. Okay, so get this. I don't know if you remember. Are you guys housewives at all?
I am.
Okay.
I wish
There
I
was an episode of Beverly Hills where Lisa took a glass and was so pissed at Kim Richards, she freaking broke it and was going to twist it in her neck, which is my kind of bitch. And so she kept saying, because there was a rumor about Harry. I've never heard a single rumor about Harry in my life, and he's been around forever. Not one thing. So they're at dinner, and I go, so what was the rumor that pissed you off so much? And she's like, first of all, I blacked out in that moment. I was about to kill someone. And then I go, what was the rumor? I go, Harry, what was the rumor? And there's this pause, and he's such like a quiet spoken intellectual guy. And he goes, they said I fucked a dog. And you guys, I lost it laughing. And I went, what? I go, that's what you were going to fight over? Somebody said Harry fucked a dog? And then I go, well, who didn't? No. But, I just thought that was the funniest thing of all the rumors. Like, how did even one person be like, that is possible? Like, I thought the rumor was just that he was having an affair with somebody, maybe an affair with like someone on the show. Like, I thought, oh my God. And when he goes, they said I fucked a dog. I said, Harry, if anyone says that about you, you have to just let it ride and just go with it because that shit is funny.
As somebody who has been accused of
sexual relations
with dogs, I know how I now understand Lisa Rinna.
So maybe the rescue people came after her.
That's exactly the bane of my existence,
right?
Because I once told a story about how when I was a child, I was 5-6 years old, I had a much older cousin basically tell me that
you should set puppies on fire because that's extreme, I think.
So my dog was like humping one of us and he was like, oh, but telling a 5-6-year-old this to make him feel better, you should do this. And like basically touch the dog. And I was a child. And basically I told that story.
Well, you're not the inappropriate one in that scenario. It's the freaking cousin.
I feel like I was
a freak. That dude's
were.
always been a freak from the day he was born, and that dude is still a freak.
Yes, I feel like I was essayed. I told this story and literally
I don't know him.
My comments are always like, you still fucking dogs?
I mean, still.
You still jerking off dogs? And I'm like, oh my God. Oh my God. And imagine the rescue people seeing that in my comment section. They're like, we're not going to give her this foster.
Of course not, because that rumor is so credible. But I just thought that was
Harry
the funniest
Hamlin.
thing.
Oh my God.
Harry Hamlin is not a dog fucker. Stop it. Everyone
love
stop
that she went so hard.
She went so hard, and she said it was like being in the Matrix, and that she realized she could kill someone. Like, she realized at that moment, like, I could take someone's life. And then she was like, but I'm going to go to prison forever and never see my husband and kids again. And I was like, that was a lot of thinking for just one glass break. And then, so I thought that was just the funniest thing.
Kathy, where are you at with your love life?
Okay, you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm really going to come off like an asshole. Really like an asshole, so get ready. I can't imagine a man out there that would be good enough for me. Hold on. Hear me out.
Clap.
Hear me out. Hear
You
me
are
out.
not alone.
Not an asshole either.
I realize I've really been with gold diggers. Like, I really have. I'm so used to the one working hard, making the money, that I'm just used to broke guys. And I just thought, for once, like, what are the chances of me meeting a guy who does the shit I do, owns their own house outright, has 4 dogs, flies private, works all the time, has a whole, career that is something they're proud of and have whatever recognition, and, has been through a lot of stuff and is an empath. And I just thought, have you seen 64-year-old straight guys? It's not too good. They all have Bell's palsy. They just don't know it. And so, I have a banging body. I work out 2 hours a day. Come on.
Yeah.
And so what are the chances that I'm going to like go on Raya? What am I going to do? Fuck David Spade? I mean, when I saw his picture on Raya, I almost called him and I was like, David, you are hanging out with Kid Rock way too much.
We love you, David.
I love David Spade. He's one of the funniest people I've ever hung out with. Like, if you're going to go to dinner with someone fucking hilarious, go with David Spade. He is so fucking naturally funny. But when I saw his picture on Raya, and he looks cute, but he's all,
I did see his profile.
Isn't it weird
on Raya,
to see someone famous on? And because I don't know the apps, so I went on once, and of course one of my girlfriend's accounts. So I was just like, let's see these guys, and they were tragic. And then I saw David and I just stopped right. I couldn't top that. I couldn't top that.
It's very Gen Z of you, though, because that is how all the girlies are feeling. They're like, there's no guys out there that are good enough for me.
And I get lonely. I don't mean to be like, I'm dating myself. No, I get lonely and I wish, like, I actually like the institution of marriage. Like, I liked waking up with him every day and going to bed with him every night and doing stuff together and just watching TV together and dumb stuff. And so I feel like I'm actually a couple person stuck in a single person's life. But on the other hand, I don't want another beatdown.
Yeah.
Like, I just can't handle another like heartache. So
I will say that there is hope because I found me the sweetest, kindest, most delicious normie.
how?
I had
Also hot chick. So like not fair.
well, also
Level
in
the playing
LA,
field. Thank God for the Bell's palsy. That's all she has going for her.
in LA, hot chick but 40 is,
It's like 75 in Idaho.
right. So, and coming off of a bad breakup, I was like, oh, okay, I'll be fine on my own. And I met this just amazing, wonderful, kind human being. And so I don't think if
Isn't she saying how she met
Out
him
of
now?
LA.
oh, I met him diving.
Did you ship him in?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In a box?
from
That's
Hawaii,
what I think
yeah.
I'd have to do. I think I would have to ship in a foreign body
I think so. Yeah.
and then train him like my dogs with the jacket on, service human. But I just can't pick up another tab. Like I can't pay another guy's bills. I can't be with
What a
another
boner
guy who hasn't
killer.
paid an electric bill in 10 years. Like I
well,
can't do
yours was extreme. Like there was thievery.
it.
Like,
Well, the first one stole from me.
yeah, that's insane.
I know. And so I just am trying. Okay, I also sleep in bed every night with all 4 dogs, which I know is a cock block.
I love
But I have no
that.
cocks to block at the moment. So if I have to start blocking out cocks, then I'll make them sleep on their dog beds. But for now, it is the most loving. It's my favorite part of the day. And I
That's
know
the
that's
dream.
depression talking.
No, that's
I
our
get
dream.
in bed and all 4 of the babies
Four
are in with me, the fur babies.
That's
it
the
is
best.
the best. And they make their little doggy sounds.
And they do the little circles to try to make their
Circles to get
beds
cozy.
Yeah. Oh.
And they have their little personality. And then sometimes I'll wake up and one's just looking at me like this. And then he'll just start to kiss me. Like, come on.
We can cut this if we need to,
Yeah.
but there's something going on TikTok right now.
What?
And it's that Candace Owens is like somehow becoming popular.
Thank you. Thank you. Because I was at a friend's house yesterday and she put her on YouTube and it was about the topic.
Yeah.
And then I go, that's Candace Owens. And she was like, oh, yeah, we don't like her, but she'll get to the topic. And I don't even remember what the topic was.
Well, she's been going deep dives into the Justin Baldoni, Blake Lively drama.
Yeah, why would I? She's supposedly a political pundit. Why would I care about her opinion on that?
She's like cosplaying as like, I'm a stay-at-home mom researching
She's
this.
a MAGA psycho.
Yeah.
And she's stupid. And she wore, White Lives Matter t-shirt with Kanye.
But
and they're besties.
But she went to war with Ben Shapiro, and I think that's sort of the
that
beginning
made her cool.
of when, because Ben Shapiro's so hated.
But that's the Ann Coulter game. Like Ann Coulter's been doing that game for years, and then they always make up, and ultimately they vote Trump and they vote MAGA no matter what. So remember, unlike our team where we split over every issue and we split, they stick together no matter what. So I'll bet she and Ben Shapiro will be doing a tour soon or something.
That's so funny.
Something.
I mean, yeah, it is scary and it is dangerous. There's like this pipeline of like her spilling celebrity drama that's like, I'm scared then that people will like start to trust her.
Right.
And then
believe her political shit.
because she says nonsense
Yeah.
all the time.
Mhm.
And she's mean. Like
Yeah.
she's like a bully. So she's like a Bill O'Reilly or like Sean Hannity where, she just kind of tries to bully people. And I think she loves the engagement. So I try to never engage with her. Although half the people that I've had major fights with are now in the cabinet. Like for real in the cabinet.
Mhm.
Like buffoons. Like Rick Grinnell was the DNI. And I've been in many a Twitter fight with him. And Dershowitz, who's literally an Epstein guy. And then I went to Harvard last week because I got an award. And I was like, where's the Dershowitz rape room? And they're like, oh, awkward. Even the college kids were like, this lady's scary. But But I was like, I'm here. Where's my award? They couldn't backtrack. And I didn't even go to college, you guys.
Whoa.
I'm like a dumbass. I don't even know state capitals.
But college is college still? I mean, it's like
It's a thing, but
obsolete.
the debt has got to change. And that's another reason
I
I'm pissed that
know.
Harris
Yeah.
lost is she would have really let Elizabeth Warren and AOC spearhead a thing about actual college debt forgiveness and kiss that goodbye for the next 4 years or 40.
I still have
We'll see.
college debt.
Of course,
I'm
everybody
40.
does. It's terrible. It is a terrible Ponzi scheme. And your legislators that have been trying to change it are all losing. So Cory Booker, Liz Warren, like all of the good soldiers we just keep losing elections. The fact that we lost the trifecta, the House and the Senate and the presidency, I know.
AOC for president.
Yes.
Do we have a chance?
I know because people are too misogynistic and they're especially her. She's so superior to those guys that hate her. I mean, she's really got haters.
Do you think we'll have a female president like in your lifetime?
I don't know anymore because I really, really was dumb enough to think Harris was going to win.
I was too.
I really thought she's got this. She's the not one scandal, squeaky clean. Hello, trained better than anyone in the country to become the president. We have a history of voting our vice presidents into the presidency. But I've been doing sneaky surveys of my 7 straights. And I found out, you ready?
Uh-huh.
None of them voted for her. These are guys that are my buddies.
What did they
Wait,
say?
wait,
They said they didn't vote for Trump, but they just couldn't vote for anybody. And one guy wrote in a guy from his office that he thought would be better. And he's like laughing. And I'm like, we're in the Handmaid's Tale because of you, fucker. Like, you voted for Trump. If you didn't vote,
Right.
you voted for Trump. And I'm like crushed.
Well, that's
because
sort of
I
what
haven't
happened.
talked to any of them since then, since I've done my survey question. And I know we're all allowed to vote how we want. And I'm a libtard. That's what they call me. And the whole thing. But like, what is it about her besides her vagina that you really have a problem with? And they just keep saying the same Hillary shit. She seems like a know-it-all. There's just something off-putting about her. I don't know. She seems superior in a way. I can't really relate to her.
Just say
Maybe
it's sexism. Just say you're a misogynist.
Total.
Yeah.
Just say I'm a misogynist, and that's where I am today.
All I'm hearing is that our first female president should be Tara Reid because she's none of those things.
She would check every box.
The
And
straight
she's
men would show up.
That's right. That's right. Because everyone loved that movie, American Pie.
They really did.
Everyone, the whole
Yeah.
franchise was popular. I know. Did I bring everybody down?
No,
Everybody
no,
down.
no,
Bringing
no.
you back up.
No,
Bringing
no,
you back
no.
up.
We're good.
Okay.
Um,
Okay. Can we just talk about Kanye's wife for a second?
Bianca.
Bianca
Sweet
Sensori,
Bianca.
who is my new Britney. I want a conservatorship that I'm in charge of with her. I want to bring her family into the fold from Australia.
From Australia.
She's got a degree
In
master's
architecture?
degree, yeah, from University of Melbourne. And I can't imagine that she's in on it or it's a kink or all this shit that guys are saying to justify it. She's getting nothing from it. See, when Kim used to do those stunts, Kim would then sell the dress.
Yeah.
Like if that was Kim, she would have worn a really naughty dress and then it would be on sale the next day at Skims. So this girl is just like his slave. And how can he not be physically abusive if he can get her to do that? And then he said in an interview yesterday, which he produced through his own company, that he's going to rent her out by the hour.
Did
What?
he say that?
Yeah,
Oh, sweet Bianca. Come back.
I know.
What do you think? Do you think this is all still about Kim? Because she's
Yes,
so
she looks
similar
so
to
much. The
Kim.
body is insane.
Yeah.
Is that what this is? Is this?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think he was obsessed with Kim prior to being with her and then treated her horribly and then will be obsessed with her. And I think he will torture her the rest of her life.
I think it was also Donda, his mom. I think that fucked him up.
Yeah.
And then it became all the rest of it. But
Yeah.
But people lose.
totally.
Loved
I'm
ones.
not excusing it at all.
Yeah.
But he really went
I'm just
downhill
saying
after she
that
died.
today the man tweeted, Hitler is so fresh.
That's crazy.
That was
Terrifying.
one out, and then there were like a ton more that were super anti-Semitic. Then it was him saying, "Yes, I'm an anti-Semite, and I'm thrilled to be," like tripling down, and the same old crap. But I'm sure he just doesn't want to take the cocktail that would make him not do shit like
Well,
that.
someone shoot him with a booty juice.
Yep.
What's the booty juice?
I'll shoot him right in the butt.
Just like with a like
Like
the
a
straw,
blow
like a
dart.
dart.
Like a blow
Yeah.
dart. Yeah.
I'm sure Kim's thought about that a couple times.
If she hasn't, give her
Maybe.
my number.
And he said he's going to make the daughter into a bigger star than he is. And I was like, she's a child. Please don't say that. Because now I think he probably will. And she's just a little kid still.
Right.
I mean, I don't even know if she's in high school yet.
I know. I don't think
No.
she is. She's
Yeah.
not. Yeah.
I have a question. Going back to Kim Kardashian, I think she's in the same position. I don't know who she dates because she's so powerful at this point.
Agree. And she's got 4 kids by Kanye West.
Right.
So, like, you got to be a lot of man
Yeah.
and very secure.
Yeah.
And it wasn't Pete Davidson. Who's missing, by the way? Is he still in the,
Oh, yeah. We haven't heard from him.
right?
I feel like he was making public appearances recently, talking about
Those
his
boys will
mom.
all carry him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Those guys have got him.
Yeah.
In a way we never fucking do. We just let our fucking people suffer.
I feel like you and Kim should have you both go on the search for a man together.
Yeah, I'd agree.
You guys both like you have the same kind of requirements.
Same. And there's also no one who's good enough for us.
Yeah.
And although Kim is a big Recruso guy, and so we're not politically aligned at the moment, and she's also rolling with Ivanka, which I don't care for. But I don't know that Kim is even like knows what political parties are. Like, I don't think if you said, what is the ethos of the Democratic Party or the Republican Party, I don't think she could answer that question. I think she just goes where dollar signs are. But I didn't know Bezos was a kiss the ring guy. I guess I missed that memo.
I missed it too.
I knew about President Elon, who of course I'm also in a beef with.
I know.
I know.
Yeah, that.
And I can't wait to run into him. And I will. Someday I'll run into him. And same with Trump. Someday I'll run into him again.
It's just funny because he like his claim to fame was like PayPal, and then everything you read about it, it's like people are like, no, he kind of almost ruined PayPal.
Yeah.
He really is. I don't know. He's
not a genius. I'm not buying the he's a genius thing. He doesn't have a skill set. He bought a company. He did well. He's in with the other bros. Those trucks are so embarrassing. It's like a used refrigerator. It looks like a refrigerator on its side with wheels. And the light bar is embarrassing because it's like a bad Jedi light bar. And every time I see one, it's just a douche-mobile. And I can't, like, okay, what if you guys are suggesting maybe I date or be open to dating? What happens when he rolls up in a Cybertruck?
Oh yeah, that's dead and gone.
We can't, you guys, we can't.
But those
Can
guys,
we make a pact, please, to never get in one?
Do you notice that they all kind of have Cybertruck bodies? Like someone on a TikTok said like Elon Musk has an autopsy body. They all kind of have that like puffy upper torso.
Doughy.
But like weird, they're trying to make gains,
Right.
but the HGH or the T or something
it's
that
not the
they're
right
taking, the
concoction.
concoction is not working. They all look like thumbs.
More ketamine, Elon. More ketamine.
Something. There's like a puffiness about it where
Yeah.
it's like, oh, thank God that.
Well, of course, that shirtless picture of him did him no favors.
Oof.
I know. Being
Rough.
doused with water by Larry David and Ari Emanuel. I mean, you can't write it. Oh yeah, I've looked at that picture, and that's who else is in it. Larry David and Ari Emanuel and Elon went on vacation together.
Well, you know what? We
So
all know
that's a bummer.
we all know there's one thing that Elon wants, and he'll never have it, and it's something that you have. To be funny.
Oh, I know.
That is true.
He wants
God.
it so
He
bad.
does. When
Does.
Chappelle brought him on stage, it was so embarrassing.
He really wants to be funny, and some people. I don't say this often. I think people can become funny very often but he is proven it's not
time
there.
and time again.
He
at open
cannot
mic
find
nights.
it. He cannot find
No.
it.
No. And he wouldn't know how to make fun of himself, which would be the easiest thing for him to do.
Yeah.
Like people would be probably extra forgiving if he was trying to be funny about himself. But he doesn't. get
That's
that.
probably actually what is in the mixture that doesn't make him funny is he takes himself too seriously, and then you can't get over that.
Also being a Nazi.
Oh, that's true.
I mean, when you're doing
Nazis-
the Hitler salute, you're
Twice, not once.
You're,
They
twice.
don't teach that at the groundlings.
No, they don't. Not at any level.
Oh my gosh, Kathy, this is as always.
It's like we're just friends getting together.
I know this
Okay.
is so
Please
fun.
invite us to your 12-person
Do I have
dinner.
your personal info?
No,
Oh, I
let's-
don't
we're
think so.
exchanging
Okay.
it now. And everyone has to go see you on your tour.
Go to kathygriffin.com. Follow me on all the social media platforms except X.
I also just found out that My Life on the D List is on Peacock.
It's on Peacock. I'm so glad people are rediscovering discovering my
I
mom
know.
and dad, who are legends. Were legends.
I'm going to be doing a rewatch this week. I just found that out. Kathy, thank you so much for being here. We love you.
First of all, I don't know how to add context.
do it.
I'm way too famous to know how to do that, but you will.
I will, yeah. Sluggies, we'll see you next week with a brand new episode.
Thank you, ladies. I love you, ladies.